everyone, it's Melissa Whitaker. I'm the CEO and founder of Melissa Whitaker International. And we have come to the time where we're starting a new year. And what's fascinating to me is, of course, we all just dive into immediate goal setting, right? I mean, that's what we've been taught to do for years on end is what are our goals for the year? What are our targets? What are our initiatives? What are our new projects? But I'm coming to you today to ask you to take a pause. I would love for you to do an exercise that we have done with, in MWI and for MWI for the last 11 years, I guess maybe 12 years now. One of my business mentors back in 2014 had taught me as a business owner and entrepreneur the power of reflection and also to do a couple of exercises before we got strategic, so to say, and set our goals and targets for the year as a company. And so one of the things I want to come to you today is encourage you to do the same. Before we go crazy, all feet in, going fast, moving at a fast pace, have you taken that time to reflect? Now, I'm going to give you a couple visuals to look at, and I would encourage you to take the time, pause, meet with your leadership team, and go through some of these critical exercises that we have found to be absolutely necessary and impactful in our strategy sessions as we start looking at the new year ahead. Okay, now the first thing I want to take you to is this exercise. Now, my business mentor from years ago used to call this the groundhog method, right? And why? Well, because when we think of the spring and we think of, Groundhog Day, and we have the groundhog come up and they look and the groundhog looks to see if he sees a shadow or not. And is it going to be a long winter or is it going to be a short winter? And when is spring coming, right? So I love when she kind of used this analogy because the Groundhog Day, though, and that movie that was filmed a long time ago, one of the things you'll find is that the day is repeated each and every day until you watch how things change and people are impacted. So the groundhog method is to take a look though at the year before, and I want you to think about make an entire list with your team. What were all the things that went great? What were all the things that you thought you guys excelled at as a team, as a company? What are things that you spearheaded, projects, new initiatives, new programs, new products perhaps, new services? What did you do last year that you think went amazing? Okay, make a list and make as long of a list as you can. Really celebrate those successes, those initiatives, those ideas, those thoughts, and what really, take a look at what went well and define it a little bit. Why did it go well? What did that look like? And then I want you to, on the other side of whether it be a whiteboard like this, it could be a flip chart paper, it could be an assignment you do as a leadership team for an offsite that we do with a lot of our offsite folks that come and do retreats offsite with us. We take a look at what are the things that maybe didn't go so well. What are some things that you attempted to do and spearheaded, but it could have gone better? I want you then to make a list of those and put some notes in there. Why do you feel it didn't go great? What didn't go great about it? Perhaps if you had to do it again, what would you do differently? So go ahead and take some time to reflect on this. What went great? What didn't go great? How can you maybe do it different next year? Or in some cases, what we do as a team is we'll look at it and say, if something didn't go the way we wanted it to, does it make sense to do it again this year, right? We could modify it and do it in a different fashion and see what the results we get. Or we may scrap it all together, folks. And we may say, you know what? We tried that last year. It did not work. We did not find it to be a good use of our time or our skills, or the marketplace didn't accept it well. Whatever that may be, you can scrap it. All right. So reflect on this first before you're setting goals, right? I mean, think about that. If you aren't doing this and you're setting goals for the next year, but you haven't reflected on the goods and the not so goods, how do you avoid some of the things that didn't go great the year before unless you have clarity on doing an exercise like this? Now, the second thing I want you guys to look at as well is revisit your core values as an organization. One of the things that we do, again, here at MWI, is we take a look at our core values that we have set as a group and that we reassess it, so to say, year after year after year. And we do something a little bit different. I know it's not the norm, okay? But something to think about. We actually have our core values. And we have external core values, the ones that we hold our vision and our strategy to, what we want to be known for in the marketplace and out there, making sure that everyone on our team is representing our core values in the marketplace. But we went one step further. I challenged our group years ago and said, are there core values that we have as a company to the marketplace, but then also are there internal core values that we have as a company for people who work on our team? Are there more things that we expect out of our team internally that therefore then they are set up for success to uphold our core values externally in the marketplace? So I want to go over some of those with you and show you what I'm talking about. Now, I know that's not the norm, but it has served us well, because when I'm also looking for key players who join our team at MWI throughout the years and definitely moving forward, we want to make sure we do have alignment with the same core values so that it's not confusing in the marketplace, so that we know that it's a good match for our team internally for hiring purposes. And we want to make sure that moving forward, we're moving forward as high synergy, high performance team. Okay, so some of the things that we have, and you'll notice on our website, our external core values are listed on there. Okay, our external core values as a company in the marketplace are results driven, compassion or compassionate, passionate. So those are two different ones, right? We want to show compassionate and care in the marketplace because we operate more under a holistic model. And those of you who've worked with us know this. We care about the individuals we work with at our clients' locations. We care about their family. And of course, we care about the company they work for who hired us, who ultimately is our overall client. All right. But we want to show compassion. We want people to feel seen, heard, and understood in our programs, our workshops, our retreats. But we also want to be passionate about how we are showing up in the world, how we're showing up for our clients, how we're showing up and helping to make that big impact in people's lives and in their businesses. All right, so we want to show compassion and we want to be compassionate. The next one down is we consider ourselves what's called change agents. We want to come in and we want to rock the boat in a good way. Okay, we want to come in and cultivate high performing teams with amazing high synergy cultures. We want to help people to understand how to communicate effectively with each other. We want to make sure that we remove the drama and the toxic behavior that may be happening inside your organization. And we want to create this dynamic energy and synergy where people love to come to work. They know how they're wired. They know how their colleagues are wired. They know how to work together in the most productive, high producing, high performing way. And then that exudes their success to their clients and in their marketplace, so that makes them that much more successful. All right, so we really want to be change agents in the marketplace with our clients, for our clients, and we show up every day. So if you've ever attended one of our sales trainings, by the way, this is a mantra that I go over in our trainings. I always say, listen, you've chosen a field to show up. which means you may wake up and spill coffee on yourself and get all frustrated. Or you send the dogs out to go to the bathroom if you have dogs and they won't come back in and you've got to get to an appointment or you've got to get to the office. You may start your day frustrated, cranky, upset, but we have the power to change our mindset. And we have to change our mindset before we start our day. Whether we're going to an office, whether we're going to an appointment, or starting our day at home in a home office, we have got to set our mindset for success and for positive energy and positive an experience, so to say, with anyone that works with us. Because if we don't, we shouldn't be wondering why we're not getting good results that day internally in our teams or externally with our clients. We need to show up. All right. So when we talk about that, we want to be those change agents that gives everyone we work with the tools to understand, to reset their mindset, to create a dynamic culture and environment, love what you do, and then your results are off the charts. All right, now empowered. We want to empower the people that we work with to know that they can do so much more. We see who they can be, what they can do in the future before they even see it themselves, and we empower them to take charge of that, to go after that with gusto, to make sure that they know they can do so much more than where they're at or what they're doing. And we want to empower people to step into their confidence and their abilities that they're about to discover. And we always remind people, like, look, if you had a frustrating last year, or if you have a frustrating day or the beginning of this year, you need to understand something. There's always a breakdown right before the breakthrough. So I want to encourage you today, step up into your power, step up into your confidence, know that it is a new day, know that it is a new year, and know that you can do anything you put your mind to. What kind of life do you want to live? What things do you want to have in your life? What kind of impact do you want to make? And if you're clear on that, we can come alongside you to accomplish that together. You're not alone. You don't have to do it alone, but we do want you to see what's possible, and we want to help guide you into that possibility for this year of 2026. All right, and last but not least, anyone who knows us knows that faith is a fundamental core value of our organization. My relationship with God is something that is unwavering, and I do not apologize. I am unapologetic about my importance with that the Lord has in my life, and how it changes how I act, how I proceed with my company, how I make sure I engage with people, how to make sure that I encourage people through letting them know about who the Lord is, and also how they can help them, and whether it be, in times of challenge, whether it be knowing who God made them to be on purpose for a purpose, letting them know the importance of having a relationship with the Lord and why faith is a core value of our company. Now, don't worry. Some of you might be going, whoa, Melissa. I've had people say, Melissa, maybe you talk about that a little too much here and there, and that doesn't fly in the corporate space. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm unapologetic in that, because to be honest with you, gang, we're not in anyone's faces about that. I will share my personal testimony, and I weave it in everything that I do. And I just want people to know there is a better way, that they aren't an accident, that they can be so much more than perhaps they are today, and what that means to have a personal relationship with the Lord. Now, I will just share my personal story subtly a little bit here and there throughout what I do, through how He's impacted my life. If people that are in our classes or workshops have more questions about that, they can always ask me later on or in private conversations. Don't worry, it's not like I'm coming in to preach like we're in church. So don't worry about that. But it is a core value we have, and we are unapologetic in that area. Now, when it comes to the internal side, we up it even more, because I want to make sure the people who either work directly for us, or in some cases, we have contractors for in some cases for large contracts or things we're doing, and we don't need them here all the time, but we do utilize contractors as well, 1099 employees. We also have what's called strategic alliance partners. all right, where we have alliances with other people or other organizations that have a specialty in an area that we don't have, but we come together to help our clients in the best way possible in all areas of their business. All right. And we assess that from year to year. We're about to launch our new strategic alliance partners for 2026, and it is exciting. It's probably one of the most dynamic group of individuals that we've had in some time. And so I'm really happy to share that with you and let you know who those key individuals are going to be that have been hand selected over the last few months, let's say. All right. Now, we hold these people to a higher level. All right. They have to make sure they're consistent in what they say and do. All right. They also have to do what they say they're going to do. One of the pet peeves I have, and people know that if they've ever worked with us or for us, if you consistently do not do what you say you're going to do, you're gone. Okay. It's not negotiable. All right. Do what you say you're going to do, or you will not be working with us. Right? Because we want to make sure we have that integrity in the marketplace, in the field, and also we need people who are going to show up and do what they need to do. All right? So consistent, transparent. We're transparent, very transparent from a leadership perspective. I am working with anyone that's on our team or working with us in some capacity. I am very upfront and transparent about business, about goals, about visions. I'm also very direct. I want to warn you, it's not for everyone, right? But I will front you if there is a problem or a challenge. I'm not going to skirt around the issue. I'm not going to, pretend like nothing's going on and then blindside someone with a situation that they weren't aware of. We give constructive, good, care-fronting feedback. We give specific feedback. And I will, because I care about you and I care about our organization, I will let you know if there's some things that are not okay so that we can have the chance and opportunity to change it, to modify it, to make it better. But at the end of the day, if you consistently show me that you can't step up to the challenge, again, it may not be the right match, right? So consistent, transparent, have integrity, empowered as well internally. I want to empower the people in our team to make decisions like they're a business owner. Okay? We tell our salespeople the same thing. We tell our management and leaders to say the same thing. If you work for other companies, put your business owner hat on. And if you were the owner of your company, or as people work for us, or the owner of MWI, and your money was on the line, what kind of decisions would you make? That changes the perspective, gang. We want you to step up. We want you to take initiative. We want you to be motivated. We want our clients to be motivated, but internally we want our people to be motivated. And we want them to come to me or come to us and let me know from a leadership perspective, I want to try this. I want to do this. I want to try to help grow MWI like this. I want to help us to expand like this. Here's some ideas. Here's brainstorming. Here's strategizing. It is not my job, by the way, as a leader of MWI to hand feed everything to my team, nor is it for you, for your team. Have the strategy sessions. Ask people to come to the table with ideas and strategies and perspectives. Be open-minded to try them out. Some of them may work and some of them may not, right? Keep a close eye on that. But you want to empower them and increase that confidence. We look for passionate people. We look for people who are persistent and dedicated. Dedicated to MWI, dedicated to the brand, dedicated to our clients, to show up the way that we represent ourselves in the marketplace. It's critical. We want people to want to make an impact. We are here because we also want to make an impact in the lives of people and also for their businesses. And we want to make sure we help people to grow and expand and scale and achieve the goals that they want to achieve. All right, so internally, we have to have a big impact here for MWI so that we can have a bigger impact for you. Also, we want people to be compassionate. We want people to care. We want people to care about the people we work with. We want people to care and have relationships and build relationships and ask them how they're doing. Many times we're doing a little bit of counseling, believe it or not, outside of just our business side. We care about the person. We care about their family. We care about the company they work for. So we're going to do whatever we can to come alongside you in any capacity that we possibly can. And the people who work for MWI have to do the same. All right. We also work in a collaboration model. So what does that mean? Because I might have some people sending messages like, Melissa, like, are you always collaborating? No, of course not. Listen, I'm an independent person. My team has to be self-motivated, okay? So let's be clear on that. But there are times for collaboration. There are times for strategizing. There are times we come together and do our Groundhog Day. What worked, what didn't work. There are times we're coming together to strategize on an event or on a challenge a client might have. We have that, right? But we are also set up in a way that our people for MWI, typically and historically in the past and moving forward, are spread out. We have people who are in all different areas. We've had people working out of their home office in Illinois. We've had people who work up here in Wisconsin. We've had people down in Atlanta, Georgia, believe it or not. We've had people who are all over the place. We've had last year we had someone who joined us on our team that's actually from Mexico. She was in Australia before that. So we are a global organization. We have people all over the place. It does not matter. We just come together when we need to for people who are in the area that can come together for events and trainings, but otherwise we're flexible. We are in the age of 2026 where people can be virtual. It's been like that actually for a long time for our company, and that's one of the reasons why people love to work for MWI is because we have flexibility, all right? And then also faith. Now, I'm not saying it's a criteria that someone has to come at the same level of faith that I have, but we do ask that people honor faith, honor how we are showing up, in the world, that God and faith is important, and why we do what we do. They have to be an understanding of that. They have to be respectful of that. And of course, that's something that's important to them as well. That works great too. So wonderful. So I wanted to give you an idea of what it can be, all right? But then I want you to go to 2026 and I want you to revisit it. Do the things that you stood for and by last year still serve you and your team this year? Do you need to take things off of your list? Do you need to add new things? I mean, based on how some things went last year or didn't go last year, do you need to incorporate new things? See, they go hand in hand. So I'm going to leave you with this today. I want to make sure that I just came to you with some critical things we do as an organization for MWI. We've done it for years and years, like I guess 12 years now. We're going on 12 years. And I really encourage you to do the same for your company. Now, there's some of you who have also worked with us on offsite retreats, and we go through some of these exercises at that offsite retreat. We do want to discuss your vision, your mission that you're committing as an organization, your core values. We want to talk about what went great last year and what didn't go great last year. And then we want to move into goal setting. Then we want to move into what's the target for this year, coming up this year for growth, from a revenue top line perspective, from a growth of people, capacity, locations, you name it. We discuss it. So I hope this helps you today. And I am excited for a new year ahead. All right. We have a new year. We have a new day each and every day to show up the way that we need to show up. Inspire and motivate those around us. Be helpful internally with your own colleagues and show up for your clients. Show up in the best way possible that you can to serve them at the highest level that you can. And at the end of the day, gang, I want to really encourage you. I know we have all this AI going on, and it's the buzz everywhere in social media and life and business. How are you using AI? Are you using AI? But can I really encourage you with something this year? And I know there are some things that people have brought to us and said, hey, Melissa, we're using this for this now. We're replacing people with this. We're whatever. I want to encourage you to be careful, okay? Because I think going into this year of 2026, one thing that we're going to see is that there is going to be a disconnect if we go too far down a road or try to just run everything on AI. There will be a huge disconnect in the human spirit of the human side, okay? As humans, we were designed for connection. We were designed to come together and strategize with emotion and emotional intelligence, something that AI does not have. So you can train AI all you want. You can do your comparisons all you want, and we use it as a tool where it's necessary. But in no way, shape, or form are we ever going to encourage you or our clients to replace people with AI in its entirety or as at a whole, right? So there's a place for it. So utilize it where it makes sense. Utilize it for tools. Do not remove the human element from your connection and your relationships with your clients. It will backfire on you. I guarantee you that. So I hope this serves you well today. I hope you have a wonderful day and happy planning, everyone. Let's get to it. This is a new year. I'm excited for all the ideas that are about to flow and the amazing results that are going to come out of it. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.